This is Shantal and Boghosian.
And Ulises Guzman.
And we're here to share our weekly podcast with all of you. Join us every week. See you there. Hi, everyone. This is Shantal.
And Ulises Guzman.
Welcome to our podcast. Thanks for hanging around. This would be our fourth.
Número cuatro for the people that don't know Spanish.
That means number 4.
Exactly. You'll be surprised. People take Spanish classes for 4 years and can't speak a lick of it.
Or speak it their entire lives and they still sound like a gringo.
That's me, by the way. Well, did you hear the news?
Which one of many catastrophic news these days?
Well, you're well aware that I used to work at a shop, that sells certain things to facilitate certain couples and such.
Wow,
correct?
That is so vague. I know this, but what are the listeners going to think?
It's a sex shop. Back when I was 19, 20.
Sure, we all had random jobs when we started off. So tell them more about this.
It went looking for me. I
How
didn't
old
look
were
for
you?
it. 19, 20. Yeah, around that age.
So how did you end up working there? Because I don't think I've ever asked you that question.
Well, when you're straight out of high school and you don't have any experience, you're just going to apply to any store, right? And so back in the days, it was just a resume, and then you just go to the store and talk to the...
You took a resume to a sex shop?
Yeah.
What did you say? I lost my virginity?
Oh, yeah. No, I spoke with the employer. No, like any retail store, because I'm a talkative person. I'm not shy. I'm an extrovert. So
as we could see, he's admitting to everyone he worked at a sex shop.
Yeah. So I went to every store, and then there was this one that had help wanted. So the next day I went with my resume and I talked to the employer and I said, "Hi, my name is Ulises. I have experience in retail. I don't know much."
Can't take this seriously.
For real.
Okay.
Yeah. I do have knowledge in some of the items that you have, but I can learn more about your inventory and, sell it to the customers and make sales and be a valuable asset to your store.
Asset.
Yeah. Bunch. Yeah. So, 3 months later, they called me up for an interview.
3 months later.
Yeah. I know.
Damn.
So they said, "Are you willing to go for an interview?" I said, "Sure." So I went in there and I was just being myself.
What did they do? Did they make you unbox dildos? I mean, how do you get this interview?
Well, no, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah? Did they quiz you on how many porns you watched? Do you know the latest porn star? I mean, what are the qualifications?
All I know is Jenna Jameson and Tara Patrick. Man, they're the OGs.
Are we hashtagging them?
Well, hopefully, yes. Why not? Yeah, they are the goddess of my generation, right? But no, it was straightforward. It's like, well, no surprise. This is what we sell, and we could teach you. Not personally teach me, but you could do your research and.
Happy hour has a whole new meaning here.
Yeah, no, but. It was great, though. I learned so much from it, and it matured me, believe it or not, because, when you see a dildo or you see other promiscuous toys, you tend to giggle and laugh like a little schoolgirl, but being there for, it was 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, it numbed me out. I was like, oh, it's a dildo. Oh, it's this, it's that. It's like nothing to me. It's like no different than staring at a tree. So I was very mature at a very young age to see these things, and didn't get me excited at all because that
doesn't sound like it's good for women.
Oh,
maybe it's good for you, but man.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think I'm ready to get into like sex topics with our listeners because
no, not at all. Well, the reason why I mentioned this because in other news, something related to the industry I used to work, someone passed away. She was murdered. Her name is Amie Harwick. And if you don't know who she is, she's a sex therapist that's been in podcasts and TV shows and such, and she's more famous for dating Drew Carey. Yes, that Drew Carey. And unfortunately, she was only 38.
I know, that's young. That's my age. Let's share more about this with our listeners because not everyone knows what we're talking about. So let's read about it here. This is from, what source are we reading from? Ugh, Fox News.
Ew, gross.
That's because it's Ulises' phone. He's a closet Republican. I'm trying to get him out of the closet. All right, so let's see. Harwick, 38, was found dead in a Hollywood Hills neighborhood, and an ex-boyfriend was arrested on suspicion of murder, police confirmed to Fox News. Harwick, a Los Angeles family therapist, apparently plummeted from a third-floor balcony to her death early Saturday, according to a news release from LAPD. The suspect, 41-year-old Gareth Pershouse, was arrested outside his home in Playa del Rey and booked on murder charges. Harwick and Pershouse recently had broken up, and she filed a restraining order against him, but it had expired, and she had seen him 2 weeks ago. Harwick and Carey started dating in 2017 and announced their engagement in 2018, but called it off less than a year later. Oh, shit, that was really recent.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Hey, cold feet. That happens sometimes.
Police said they were responding to reports of a woman screaming on Saturday when her roommate said Harwick was being assaulted inside of her residence. When officers found Harwick, she was unresponsive, and they determined her injuries were consistent with a fall. What? I don't understand this. I really don't understand these psycho boyfriends and girlfriends who have to go to such extremes. I mean, first off, let's talk about the real problem here. Why are restraining orders expiring?
I think that's the most stupidest thing in the world. I think it should be expired as soon as the woman decides that he's no longer a threat. But for it to just expire willy-nilly, that's retarded.
Or like if someone has a restraining order, why aren't law enforcement looking into this more? I mean, this is why we have so many issues out there in the world.
Unfortunately, there has to be some sort of physical evidence, or there must be a law broken for the LAPD to intervene. I mean, you could assume that he might do something, but if he hasn't done it yet, then it doesn't hold any grounds.
This is how abused women continue to be abused in their house, because they go ask for help.
They do. But that's the thing. They can't do anything until the crazy ex-boyfriend does something. And then by then it's too late.
She's not even the first person who's died in this way. Expired restraining order, person murdered. I mean, come on. How many people have to die before we take abuse more seriously this?
The system is broken, and they haven't come out with a different solution. God. And it's going to be like that till the end of time, until they start doing some reforms, because it is ridiculous.
Poor Amie, man, to die that way. She knew he was crazy.
Yeah.
She got a restraining order.
Well,
he broke in. He broke in. I read another article that said that they found evidence that he broke into the house, beat her up, and then threw her out the window or balcony.
Here's the thing. When you start dating someone, do you see the red flags right away?
Yes.
Because I've dated some bipolar individuals back in the day. And yeah, there was red flags and the warning signs. I was vigilant.
Like what?
Well, change of attitude, or maybe that's just everyone.
That's so vague. Change of attitude. Clearly, you don't pay attention when I PMS.
One day I'm happy, one day I'm pissed.
Sometimes I just break down crying for no reason. I mean,
maybe you're bipolar.
Women have hormones, okay?
Okay, maybe I don't have it that bad, but I can only assume that when a woman starts dating a guy and he seems to be such a swell individual, and then give it a couple of months and then you start seeing the
Yeah, I mean, I dated someone that was psycho. We were together for 3 years. And looking back...
Did you see the red flags in the beginning?
I was so young.
Clouds your judgment.
It did cloud my judgment. I was really young. Looking back now as 38-year-old Shantal and assessing the situation, hell yeah, there were red flags. There were red flags everywhere. There were red flags within the first month of us dating. But I didn't know. I just thought that's how men were.
Yeah.
And then you just roll with it. But things got worse and the emotional abuse got worse. And dude, I still have trauma with my image because I weighed 120 pounds and he would tell me I was obese back then. And like an idiot, I believed him. So trauma and abuse are really delicate. Because you know me, you consider me a strong person, right? I'm very independent, and it's hard. I don't know how it happens, but there are red flags.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Unless it kills you, like poor Amie.
Exactly, but you gotta have those exes to make you stronger because
honestly, I prefer not to.
Yeah, but then you would not be the Shantal we all know today. The strong, vigilant, doesn't take shit from no man kind of gal. And if it weren't for those crazy exes, you would still be probably a naive,
maybe
kind person. And you are kind. This is what you do. You speak softly and carry a big stick.
Ooh.
Hello. No, but you do. You speak. You're kind and awesome. But when it push comes to shove, you carry a big stick. You're gonna whack the motherfucker. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Or shoot him with pepper spray. For our anniversary, Ulises got me pepper spray because he's concerned of my shenanigans when I go walk dogs in the late night hours or I go explore areas without him. Except I don't know how to use it. So I told him I'd rather just punch the men.
I bought one for myself. I'm going to work smarter, not harder. I'm not going to throw fists. I'm just going to throw pepper spray right between the eyes. Psst.
In case you haven't noticed, we have such a comfortable relationship that we're able to talk about our exes. We know about all of our exes, and I could joke around with him about silly things like I'm joking around right now and feel comfortable hearing him say these things and, tease him for the rest of his life that he worked in a sex shop.
Yeah, it's true. Like I said, the sex shop went looking for me, not the other way around. Because I totally forgot about it after I turned in my resume, and then they called me. I was like, well, okay, cool. They
must have said he's got the dimples. He could get the ladies to buy.
Oh, yeah.
No, you'll be surprised. It's very white collar, blue collar. It's not just weirdos going in there. But no, we're talking about just the crazy people that you meet and there's no warning.
When I was single, and I was single for a long time by choice, and people,
that's what they all say.
No, I was by choice. I put my career first, and to this day I have zero regrets of being single while I made Shakar Bakery. Too much sacrifice and men are too needy. So with that said, I was single, but I would date, right? I didn't want to get rusty. And people thought I was picky. And so I used to mess around with them a little bit. And I would go to the FBI website. Have you ever gone to the most wanted page on the FBI page?
No. Craigslist, Angie List. And
I highly recommend you just go to the FBI most wanted list. Yeah. So what I would do, you go there and then say, I'm going to make up a name. Mm-hmm. Michael White. Because you can't get more white than Michael White.
That's racist.
Well, Michael White, bachelor's in political science, master's in MBA, worked for the FBI 10 years, was governor for 2 years, made it to this for blah, blah, blah years, married to a beautiful wife, 3 kids. And I was like, okay, this sounds like
that's a lot of accolades right there.
Yeah, right. He sounds perfect. He loves to golf. He loves to ride his boat. He owns a mansion. He owns a farm. And I was like, what is this guy wanted for? Read. Murdered. Entire family. Dismembered bodies. Burned in fire and buried in backyard.
Confident people have the tendency of murdering.
Yeah. So you know what I used to do? I used to do a snapshot of the top portion where all the accolades were. And I would send it to my friends. I was like, hey guys, look who I found on Tinder. What do you guys think? And they'd be like, oh my God, he sounds amazing. You got to swipe right.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, wait. Let me show you some more. And then I would show what he was wanted for. And I was like, never fall for accolades because they're cray-cray.
Yeah. Confident people will be susceptible to doing the task of killing, slashing, what have you. Yeah, they have more confidence in themselves. And yeah, I could rob this bank. Yeah, I could kill this woman. Yeah, they have it in them to do it. A person that's not confident wouldn't dare to lift a finger.
The quiet people are scary too.
Well, yeah, but hey, just because they're quiet doesn't mean they're not confident. They might
Just because they're quiet doesn't mean... Okay.
Yeah. Hey, never judge a book by its cover. They might be very confident, but, they don't talk. They don't talk that much.
So, talking about red flags, you've obviously had many girlfriends.
Hey.
What you had. Let's be honest. I'm not your first, but I am your last.
Is that a turn off for a lot of ladies? Say in a first date, and it's not okay, because you know me, you'll probably be biased. But say you never met me, you went on a date for some other guy, right? Mm-hmm. And then you ask him, hey, how many women have you dated?
Dated or slept with?
Both.
Because that's not the same number.
Okay, slept. So
slept with, I slightly judge, I wonder if he has commitment issues, if he slept with.
Well, also dated too.
Dated is different than slept with. They're very different numbers. And, it depends. When I met you, you were 32. And I would judge you if you didn't have a lot of girlfriends. Because it's like, are you not committed? Do you not like serious relationships? Mm-hmm. Like, why don't you have a lot of girlfriends? So it depends on the age.
So the more girls, the better.
Not necessarily. The more experience for your age, the more appropriate.
By the way, you could date and sleep with that person.
Obviously.
So, yeah, it's a bit of both. Dating can mean, you slept with that person.
You could date 4 people, but you could have had sex with 20 women in your life. Dating is very different than a sexual partner. You can sleep around. I know men who've slept with 100 women. No joke. 100 women plus.
Like a guy could raise his hand and there'll be a line of women waiting.
Yes.
No way.
I know.
Not possible.
I know guys who have had many sex partners. And they've told me, if a girlfriend ever asks me, I'm just going to tell them that I've had 5. And I was like, why would you even lie? First off, get STD checked.
Because they're self-conscious.
But yeah, it depends on the person. Right now, I feel like things have changed in society. People don't care so much about this. I mean, honestly, if there wasn't a social stigma, everyone would sleep around.
Yeah. I think that social stigma is deteriorating fast, especially in LA. Everybody sleeps with each other. There's reality TV shows about, sleeping with one another.
Ooh, what?
The Bachelor. There's also...
Isn't The Bachelor about finding...
But they all sleep.
Fiance.
Well, all
Does
the women.
He have sex with all the women? I've always
yes.
That's gross.
I'm sure he sleeps with more than one.
Let me stand in line.
Survivor.
Survivor isn't about sleeping with people.
They sleep with each other too, and there's like these love reality TV shows where they're stuck in an island and they're just swamping people around.
I mean, if there's one show I expect sex, it's Naked and Prepared. No, Naked and
Afraid. Yeah, no, I'll be too cold and too scared to be messing
you're naked
around
with a person all day. That's the one show I could see it happen. No. Anyway, how do we get to this topic?
No time for sex when you try to survive and getting bitten by ants. No way, Jose. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Naked and Afraid is my favorite show, and trust me, none of them flirt with one another. They're just like, we need to survive. Usually the guy is just sleeping around, not doing much, to be honest. It's usually the woman that's
very accurate.
Yeah, that she's making baskets out of straws of like, I don't know, grass out there.
Do you feel that that's still accurate in today's age? I mean, women,
they're the caretakers.
They do most of the work.
Yeah.
Like it or not, they do.
I remember there was a Marine and a hippie, right? He's like a, battle hardened, right? And he said he could survive anywhere. Well, 2 days into the survival thingamabob, he got sick, and because he was drinking water from underground, and so he was puking. He was just laying in his little hut all day, while the hippie was scavenging for food, foraging whatever she can find, and making baskets, making clothes out of the environment around her.
See, being a hippie isn't so bad.
I'm sure he's useful in many things, but hey, don't doubt a hippie.
Just because you have muscle doesn't mean you have brains.
That is That is true. That is true.
I don't know. We kind of got way off topic here.
I know.
We were talking about poor Amie who got murdered. And then we talked about our exes a little bit, about your bipolar, my crazy ex. And actually, he was crazy. I had to go get therapy to help break up with him because I recognized that he was psycho and I was scared to break up with him. So I got therapy sessions. She walked me through it and she trained me. I don't even remember how I did it, but when I broke up with him, we did it in a way where he thought he broke up with me.
Yeah.
Because that's a narcissistic personality, right? If you do something to the narcissist, they'll never let you go. But if the narcissist feels it's his decision or her decision, then they can live with it.
Yeah.
So to this day, I'm pretty sure he thinks he broke up with me, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I'm not innocent when it comes to dealing with breakups fairly well.
What do you mean?
Well, in the beginning when I was younger, it was hard for me to deal with breakups because of course nobody wants to be dumped, but it happens inevitably, right? And so, yeah, I could see why women, they plan methodically months on end, maybe years, to trying to transition from being with this person and just being by themselves. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight to decide to break up with the guy. They've already decided, but how they're going to break up is a delicate situation because they're afraid that the guy is going to react in a very violent, negative way, verbally abusive way. They don't.
It happens.
Yeah, they don't want to open up those can of worms. So yeah, I've been in that situation where I don't deal with it well.
Like,
not like verbally abusive or none of that nature.
Then what? Because people are going to judge you right now. So let's clear up the water here.
No.
Or clear up the air.
I would say why? Trying to
That's
figure
normal.
out a way to patch things up. But you can't patch things up with a person that already made up their mind because they made it up a long time ago.
That's true.
So I look back and I say, it's great that they did that because it really helped me as a person to figure out what went wrong with me. Sometimes it doesn't work because it's just not compatible. But I was no saint, and I was definitely trying to facilitate myself in being a better person, better partner.
I'd like to say thank you to all the ladies out there who have broken Ulises' heart and taught him a lesson, because now I get to enjoy this version, which is awesome. So thank you.
And vice versa with all the crazy exes you had. No, but at the end of the day, they just want you to be happy because the relationship is not making any of us happy.
No.
So even though you don't see it at the moment, you'll see it soon enough looking back.
But listen, ladies, or men, because I don't think men get enough credit to be in abusive relationships. Men get abused all the time, verbally and emotionally. If you are in a relationship like that, I was stupid. I didn't confide in my friends or my family for a long time. Mm-hmm. I think out of the 3 years I was in that relationship, I might have started confiding in people a few months before the breakup happened. And isolation is a way where the abusive partner keeps you abused, right? They isolate you. So if you feel that you're in a relationship where they talk bad to you, they try to make you insecure, you know the signs of emotional abuse, physical abuse. I don't have to sit here and tell you because everyone who is in that relationship knows. But please reach out to someone. Friends will be shocked, but you need that support network. And if they're crazy enough, they need a restraining order. Again, that support network is key to try to keep you as safe as possible. And I'm really sad that Amie died. It's the city and the government and the law enforcement failed her. She went there for help and it expired. And now she's dead.
She's one of the many victims that go through this. They get restraining orders, yet the ex still lingers around. They find a way to get to them. It's an unfortunate situation. I could understand. I could never be in their shoes because I'm not a woman. But now, just being more open-minded about it, I understand why they text a friend when they go out on a date.
I did that.
Yeah.
I would always text a face, a location, and I would say, a good date lasts hour.
Or yeah.
A great day lasts 3 hours. If I'm gone, if you haven't heard from me in 5 hours, worry.
Or why, after a breakup, they're very standoffish because they don't know what to expect from the person that's dumped. He might retaliate. He might come in with a happy smile and then bam, probably do something crazy. I'm sure that's what happened. I'm sure he asked her, hey, it's been a while. Can we talk? And then all of a sudden he just turned on that switch and went killer mode. Who knows? But I can understand where they're coming from now. So I don't get offended at all. If I say hi
You mean the women?
Well, yes. If I say hi to them and they ignore me, it's like, oh, probably because they think I'm up to no good. I'm just a stranger to them after all. So I can't be offended because I'm not in their world, and they always have to be cautious about everything, especially guys. Guys will kill them with kindness, no pun intended. So if they don't know you, they won't say hi, and that's okay. I'm still going to be a nice guy. So, yeah, I feel for them 100%.
Yeah, dating. That's a good topic for its own podcast.
I know.
We did meet online dating, so it'd be great to share our stories of Tinder, OkCupid. I did, the bagel and coffee? That one sucked. But a lot of people have success in it.
Bagel and coffee was a Jewish dating site?
No. It sucked for me. And then Match.com, I didn't get matched with anyone. Anyway, I feel like this is a great topic for another podcast. We can share stories of our Tinder nightmares and dating nightmares. And I'm sure a lot of maybe newly single people out there were curious on how do you date in today's age? People who are in long-term relationships, they have no idea.
Just be yourself.
It's not that easy anymore. No. Good podcast for next time.
For sure.
I think I'm ready to end this one. Thank you for joining us on another podcast adventure. Please, if you're listening on YouTube, leave a comment, hit a like. If you're listening on Spotify, subscribe to our podcast. We are trying to get onto iTunes, Pandora, iHeartRadio. So wherever you're listening from, please subscribe, find a way to interact with us. We love to hear from all of you. Use the hashtag Shantal and Ulises, and we will find you.
We will welcome haters too.
Yeah, hate us, love us, we don't care. Leave a comment, subscribe.
Yeah. And that note, I say Hakuna Matata and Auf Wiedersehen.
Until next time.